Well, hello, hello, hello.
What's going on, Michelle?
Nothing much.
What we
Life.
talking about today?
We about to talk that stuff married to medicine. And it's only part one of the three-part whatever reunion, but this part got on my nerves
Why is
pretty
that?
much the entire time. So it was mostly because people weren't, it's like the accountability, I wouldn't say gaslight. I don't know. We can get into it. Talking that stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, so um just like normal, the ladies arrived to the studio, trying to get dressed and everything. And um Sweet Tea put notes on everything, and she put a note on Heavenly's thing saying um something about frying pan free zone, and it was a picture when Heavenly was heavier, because you didn't watch like the early seasons. Like when she first got there, she was thicker, and I didn't know, if I figured she had some type of surgery or whatever, and I saw clips where she'll get into, I guess, what kind of surgery she had. But anyway, she looks, good now, as far as like you can tell like she has done some work to her body. But and am I missing something? Like, am I too old? What's frying pan free zone? Or is that like a thing?
I don't understand most of what this girl says. So it
Okay,
don't matter
okay.
what she say. I don't understand it
Because I was like,
unless she
maybe I'm
cussing.
missing. Right. We understand that. I was just like, okay, maybe I'm not getting it, but it didn't land. I don't know what she thought it was gonna do, but it did not land. And maybe it's like a song or
Maybe
something.
it's an Atlanta thing.
Oh, it could be, and we just missed out or whatever. If somebody put it in the comments, if y'all can explain frying pan free zone and how it really, yeah, what Sweet Tea was talking about. But in any case, they all enter the studio. They have a Napa theme this year, similar to what Toya's trip. That's kind of what they were going off of. And I thought all the ladies looked beautiful. I should have taken closer looks at the dresses, but I didn't pay attention. Maybe next time I'll pay a closer attention to all the dresses, but nobody noticeably looked bad, where I was just like, what does she have on? Or what was she doing? So, but anyway, this season, Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. Okay, let's see. Um, okay, maybe Simone's dress is a little, but I mean, Simone she's not the best dresser. And I don't know who styles her, but
She
Simone.
styles herself. You
Okay,
said it. You said it last show.
yeah, clearly. And also, actually, go back to Toya's dress. That's interesting.
It looks like a prom dress.
It looks very prom. And is that cotton coming out? Because it doesn't look like it almost looks like it's a flower, like a bottom down flower.
She's in bloom.
Yes. Maybe that's what it was, because you notice that, well, not everybody. That's when
They
they
have
say
a lot of
people have flowers.
florals.
Yeah, so maybe that was the theme. And I mean, Simone overdid it with the florals, but she's clearly giving theme. Oh, and I see, yeah, okay, that must have been the theme. I see a little rose or something. Or is that just a reflection from Simone's
I
dress?
think it's Jackie's. I think it's Jackie,
Okay,
because for a second I was just like, maybe they're going for like a wine color, because a
Mm,
lot of them have like wine color type of dresses, except
mhm.
for Heavenly.
Yeah, Heavenly's not. But I mean, purple, is purple really a wine color? I don't know.
A dark red. You know,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. But yeah, nobody looks awful. But I mean, if we're gonna judge, I'll put Simone and Toya at the bottom. But in any case, they welcome all the ladies, and I guess some highlights of the welcome were um he asked Heavenly if Alara could give any tips or advice on helping to bridge the gap between her and Sweet Tea. And she said that basically Sweet Tea and Alara were basically the same age. Pause, mentally. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm just like, Sweet Tea, you have to find somebody else to go after, because she can't level up with, it's
no,
almost like, how like people, I feel like, I know this is the wrong show, but like, I don't feel like Giselle can read in real time, where some
mm-mm,
people can read in real time. So
mm-hmm.
like Quad, Phaedra, Dr. No, well, Toya, I feel like Heavenly, they can read in real time. Sweet Tea need to go back home, get mad about it, and then say, "Oh, I got it, frying pan burrito," and it still don't land. So anyway, um, when he got the Sweet Tea, she said she had to get off her chest, so we got to look forward to that. Quad said tonight will be her second resurrection, so we got to look forward to that. And then throughout the night they celebrate the 10 seasons with just highlights from past seasons, which at the time they were like serious highlights, but people laughed at them this season, because they look silly
So
now.
much growth. So much growth. Yes.
Growth. Well, I wouldn't say growth, but maybe movement. People they were fighting with 7 years ago and they friends with, it's all switched up, but I wouldn't say growth.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway, so they start with Phaedra.
Mm.
So they do her montage and they talked about her, said she's skilled at burying the truth, talk about her saying she didn't date Greg, but these are all the clips. So they show clips of her saying basically she didn't date Dr. Gregory.
By the way, Phaedra,
Yes.
whenever she's uncomfortable, she does this.
Squint them eyes.
She start rocking, and notice she get real quiet. She don't say nothing. She becomes a lawyer. She's just listening. She's listening to what people are saying.
Yeah.
So she can come back a little bit later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They showed Aiden's birthday party. Showed her inviting Quad to Sweet Tea's bachelorette party, and scenes from Quad Resurrection when
Mm-hmm.
and that's
also at that birthday party, I don't remember who it was who made the comment, maybe Toya, who's just like, I would think that, if he's so involved in their lives, meaning what's his name? Apollo, he would be at the birthday party, kind of setting things up.
Yeah. I thought that too, because I was just like, well, even if he's not on camera, let me see, because I did mention that, because sometimes like they like, I don't want to be filmed, so it's just like, okay, but the fact that she said he wasn't there, he was not there, at the birthday party, and I don't know what their relationship is, but when they show
clearly clips, it's okay.
Yeah, because when they show clips, I think, and it could be editing, but I thought she said I invited him.
She did.
So I don't know if she was saying I invited him to the party or I invited him today on.
Oh.
But anyway, we'll see what she actually said when it all comes out. But it is odd that he seemed to have been an involved father when he was on the show. Like he didn't seem like a.
I'm just trying to understand what's the why have him there? Like for what purpose would she have him there? Like she's not married to him, other than she knew that we would be like Apollo.
Yes, that and. I saw somewhere on Twitter, you can't believe everything, but that she signed a 3-year contract with them. So she's
how is she talking? How's she talking about going to Atlanta? I don't understand. She's gonna do both.
Like I said, this is all Twitter stuff. So who knows? But that she can't go to Atlanta because they were saying she can't go to Atlanta because she signed that 3-year deal with Marriage and Medicine. Who knows?
They shoot at the same time? Like why? Like I don't.
Why she can't do both? I don't know. Because I prefer her on Atlanta actually, because she brought nothing really to this season. And that's
Apollo.
That's what I was gonna say. That was her only reason for bringing him. Like, okay, maybe he can come and add some a storyline for me or something,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so when they were asking her about. Well, I guess she was saying it was different, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because they're more, I think she said, cantankerous, and they support each other's marriages. And we already talked about Apollo, but they talked about her changing her flight to Napa, basically to avoid Quad. And this is where Phaedra was doing her squinting because it's like she doesn't lie well to me, because it's like lies you can get caught in. So she said it was her son's birthday. She said it didn't have nothing to do with Quad, but told Toya that she changed it because she didn't want to be with Quad. And then she told Quad that she was at a local pharmacy. I mean, it was lies all around. And so apparently, and I mean, to me, this is how all the franchises work. They do, sometimes they'll get along at different things, but they do have their different cliques. And Phaedra, I think, was supposed to be the supporting click for Quad because nobody had her back. But
Okay.
this is me talking. But she was just like, what I'm not about to do, I'm trying to stay on this show.
Okay.
So let
Okay.
me get with the majority group. And I'm trying to think if Phaedra is good at, like, she's good at talking um about people and reading, but I don't think she's good at being the one that's not liked. Like, she needs a group. You know what I'm saying? She needs somebody with her, I think. So anyway, she was saying and making it seem like that wasn't what she was doing. Um, icing out Quad. But that's exactly what she did, because when she came back saying that she didn't want to, what she said, she didn't want to basically attach
Why was
herself
he on
to
the
something.
Titanic?
Yeah, yeah. So that's basically what she did. She was like, "Ooh, quiet, sorry, girl. I know you brought me on this show, but now that I'm here, nobody like you. So I want to be liked." So yeah, and Simone, oh my gosh, you could tell she had a chip on her shoulder because she said something about, because I think Quad had said something about um something, but I don't know. I just know Simone responded was like, "What's wrong with her going to get along instead of her going on to be booed up with you or whatever?" And I'm just like, Simone, you stay booed up because she hasn't had the opportunity to be the lone person that where nobody was her friend. I've never known Simone to not have anybody she connected with, either Dr. Jackie, sometimes it might be Toya, sometimes it might be Heavenly, like even at one point it was Quiet. So she's always had a person on the show.
Okay. So what's her name?
Quad,
Goodness,
Simone, Heavenly, Dr. Jackie.
Dr. Jackie. So I thought she and Dr. Jackie save one season were like really close.
No, doctor, they knew like they worked at the same practice together at one point. Then but they've known each other like pre-show.
Hmm.
And so they came in as friends. So she always had Dr. Jackie. And when they fell out is when she became close to Heavenly. And that's when they fell out. Um, and they still, honestly, I don't feel like they've ever gotten back to where they were before, but they're at least friends and connect to each other. But what's interesting is and we'll talk about this later, but now she's like tight with Toya, and the internet, they're gonna always find stuff. But they showed a clip from one of the earlier seasons where she was like, "Me and you will never be friends." So how about telling Toya that? Yes, because I can't even think of what Toya had done at that point. But so things change. Things change. You just
That
never
is
know.
true. That is true.
But so anyway, Heavenly basically started talking and said that Quad had a lot to say about Phaedra, and Quad was just like, basically she never basically dragged Phaedra, but she said what she had to say, and she didn't say that Quad lied all the time. Now Heavenly did say, because that was on in her diary, that the truth ain't in that beat, and it ain't. I agree with Heavenly. But so some of the things that Heavenly was saying that was contradictory is about Greg, her saying she dated him, then saying maybe I didn't date him, maybe I did. And Phaedra said something interesting, and I don't know if you agree, but she said basically Black people, when we say date, we mean okay. When you hear hooking up, and now I think of it because now, but when I used to hear hook up, I never thought sex, but other people think sex when you hear hook up. Is that what you think?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I remember all the way back in the 90s. Okay. When you say dating, what is your definition of dating? When you say this, what is your definition of this? I need to know what you're thinking, because there are so many different definitions of
Yeah.
these terms.
And she generalized and said, to me, when I hear dating, I think you're actually going out on a date, and it could be with several people. If you say I'm exclusively dating, that means I'm only dating this one person. To me, if you're moved past dating, then you're in a relationship. So when somebody says you dating, I figured you have gone on a date, or are maybe plan to go on several dates. And I think that's what they did. My definition, her definition was basically like hooking up. Like when Black people say dating, they mean that she did all these hand gestures. And I don't, is that what you think? with dating?
It depends. I'm
So
so
you
serious because
okay.
different people have different definitions of the same thing.
But what about you? Like, would you, if you say I'm dating somebody, is that what you mean?
If I say I'm dating this person,
Hmm.
you got to think about me.
Yeah,
If
you.
I say I'm dating someone,
Hmm.
I ain't dating nobody else.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're exclusive.
Yup.
Okay. And I guess I don't think if you're dating, I feel like you could be dating several people at the same time, and it's not exclusive. But okay, but different people. But
For
I
that,
never think.
for that, I would say we getting to know each other.
Oh, okay, okay. I've been out the game.
I'm talking about me. I'm
I
talking about
know,
me.
but
These are my definitions.
that goes to what you just said earlier, that people it can mean a range of things. So
Mm.
when her claim was that when she said she wasn't dating him because they never kissed, they never did anything, she said they maybe held hands. And when she said that, I was like, well, something happened, because you don't just hold hands with no random person.
I
um,
do.
and y'all not dating.
Yup.
So you just, hey, how you doing, street person, random person, let's hold hands.
No. Like we've gone out on a date.
Okay, that's what I mean. Well, I guess we get our different definitions of dating. So you're dating because y'all going out on a date. So I would
Mhm.
say you don't necessarily hold hands with anybody that you're not interested in or have gone out on a date or something like that. So
Correct.
that's something they did. And then Sweet Tea said that her husband said they did kiss. And
Hmm.
so, and then of course, Quad mentioned that $4,000 a month that she was like, I didn't do that or whatever, but I believe she did. And Quad gave her a nice math of how she can get that $10,000 bag, which she was just like, $4,000, what's that? So yeah, if she can get that 10,000 back, she just got to wait a couple of months, and she can get
So
some shoes.
so the question for me is when in history did they date or hold
Mhm.
hands or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if she hadn't yet if she hadn't yet if she hadn't yet helped Bobby Brown, then
Mhm.
at that particular point she ain't really had no money. So $4,000 would have been a lot for her.
Right.
So
And
I
even
need
after Bobby Brown, I mean, I think she was doing well because she was an attorney and was famous, but I feel like it was Housewives that really catapulted her. So um, she probably was. Now I don't know the dates, but I'm assuming, only can assume, it was pre-Quad, because he told Quad, and him and Quad don't have that relationship now where he would be telling her that now. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So for him to
So
give
didn't she like basically marry him like right when Married to Medicine first started? So like 10 years ago?
Mary
Great.
Greg.
Mhm.
That's why I can't remember if they were married already when they were definitely early in their relationship. I can't remember if they were married right, like, their first year of marriage, or if that's what I can't remember now.
Okay.
But they were definitely either just married or they may have gotten married, you know, early on.
Well, then I'm assuming it was before she got on Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
So that
yeah,
fits your timeline.
yeah. Um, and I mean, she claims I don't remember her ever mentioning Apollo being a high school sweetheart. Um, You remember her mentioning that on Atlanta? Okay, okay. I didn't remember that. So I was just like, was he now? And I'm thinking like,
Mhm.
I thought they were further in age. Were they even in high school together? But that's neither here nor there.
So I'm thinking he was in high school.
Okay. And he was her sweetheart that was in high school. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So they played guilty or not guilty. And
Okay.
I was right along with them, but guilty or not guilty, was Phaedra being messy, bringing Quad to the bachelorette party?
Yes.
Absolutely guilty. And did Phaedra ask Greg for $4,000 a month? Guilty. Everybody said guilty.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I absolutely think she did.
I
And
don't know.
I don't even know if it was in jest or kind of, it couldn't have been, maybe it wasn't like, and I'm gonna need $4,000 a month or something like that. It could have been kind of like a,
Maybe she wasn't feeling them. Maybe she wasn't feeling them. And if he had said, "Okay, I'll do the 4,000," then she would have been feeling them.
oh
You know
yes,
what I'm saying?
yes. And she said, what did she say? I don't even think I wrote it down, but she said basically like he didn't have it and y'all married him, so whatever. And so he may have have had it, but I do think he's always been cheap or frugal. So, yeah. Did Phaedra purposely misstyle Heavenly for Dr. Damon's events?
Did Phaedra do what?
Purposely misstyle Heavenly for Dr. Damon's event. Remember, she had that little. It almost looks like Toya's dress, but shorter.
I don't remember. I don't remember that episode, so I can't speak to
Okay. And they showed a little clip of it. And I forgot she styled it, but I'm gonna just say guilty. Because it was another one where the Heavenly's breast was coming out the top and her butt was coming out the back. And
I do remember thinking, girl, that's too tight.
Inappropriate.
That's too tight,
And
girl.
it wasn't right for that event because
I don't remember all that. I just remember it was too tight.
Yeah.
Too tight.
And Heavenly was saying I did a Simone, and Simone was like, I'm 120 pounds. But she was like, no, basically like the styling. So, and of course, Heavenly got to bring up, I still have sex with my man every night. So he likes it. I'm like, let her know.
Every night? Every night.
You say every night.
Every night. Like, after a while, it kind of gets boring. Don't you think? I mean,
I don't think it's no every night. I can't imagine it every night, especially when he worked for years in the ER. No, not every night. Because anyway. But I think they do it often enough where they're both happy, and it seems like they explored. She seems like she does her thing, the whole thing. Yeah, like he likes that. That's their claim to fame. Anyway. So he asks Phaedra and Quad basically they want to. Well, Quad says she wants to salvage the relationship, and Phaedra says she wants friends that when she feels like she's not rocking with them, they won't drag her. And so it sounds like Quad called Heavenly about what Phaedra had to say about some ninja mess. So what I'm thinking is the way the show is done is different than Atlanta. And I forgot who the producers are on this show, but it seems like it may have been after the whole the resurrection thing. And so they kept going back and forth, but I'm thinking that's when Phaedra made those comments. And she was just like, basically, if Phaedra don't like the way we do things over here, she can move on. That's what she was saying. So it sounds like everybody was saying things about each other. I do feel like Phaedra did say that this show, it must be like, it probably has like a lower budget maybe or something. I don't know. But she said it was some ninja mess, basically how the show is run.
What I know is that their ratings are higher than Atlanta. That's what I know.
Now or consistently have been?
Like for the past 2-3 years.
Okay.
From what I understand,
it's been better than Atlanta. I will say this season was a little interesting, but in the past it has been better than Atlanta.
They said this season the ratings were better than Atlanta and Potomac.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So what else? They started talking about Toria's new business, and they discussed the wine club, her being cheap at the Met Gala, and their marriage. Simone thinks that she needs to appreciate Eugene more and allow him to plan things with no criticism. And Toya said it's not realistic. And that's always been their dynamic. So when he met her, that's who she was. What did she say? He had 1800 and she was like, no, I won't Patron or something like that. And I don't know if they're different. I thought they were both nice tequila brands, but
no, she might have said that, but what I remember her saying was he had orders of a drink, and she was just like, no, I order bottles.
Oh, yes. She ordered bottles. I thought she said something about 1800 or something.
She did.
Okay. But yeah, so anyway, to her defense, which I don't do this often for Toya, but he knew what he was getting into. It's not like they got married and she changed. So she's always been that girl.
I will say this. Once she said that, I get it.
Yeah. So she definitely has. Now, what I thought was interesting, and I do like the way he asked this. He asked, Andy asked her if she grew up with means, because the way she acts now is like, look, this is what I'm used to. So you got to continue to give this to me. And she basically said she didn't, but she was saying basically from Detroit, her dad, I don't know if he currently lives there or not, but basically he lives in a neighborhood where she wouldn't want to leave her car. And then when she moved to the suburbs, people started clowning her about her Pro Wings. And I mean, we've all had a pair. Well, I know I've had a pair of Pro Wings, a pair too. But in any case, people clown her. And so she felt like she needed to people please. And as she was trying to live up to other people's expectations, she claims she raised her own expectations, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it's almost now where she's like looking down, like, oh my God, it's almost, to me, it's different when you raise your expectations, but you realize that not everybody else can do it. But to me, it's, I don't know, it's almost, and I don't think Eugene, I feel bad for him because now he has to support her trying to live up to other people's expectations. Cause but somebody's, I think it might have been Twitter. I don't, was it Twitter somewhere, but they claimed that Toya now makes more than him. Um, I don't know if that's true or not, but at least she can help with the mortgage and stuff.
You think she's paying? You think she's paying these bills? I don't think she's paying these bills.
I doubt it. I doubt it. And I don't know how well she manages money. But yeah. But then of course they brought up the wine again. And we talked about this last week, but we were wondering if it was donated or not, if they paid it, because Eugene gonna bring out his whole calculator and all that kind of stuff. Basically, it was donated. It sounds like her defense, which was weak, was that they give her so much wine. She mentioned 10 cases. I don't know if that's what they give her, but they give her so much wine to promote it throughout the year. And for her to take 3 of those 10 cases and use it for this event was a donation, and they should be happy about it and don't look for that $1,000. And I'm like, you promoted yourself. You used that wine just for what they expected you to use it for, is to promote yourself. And you could have paid that $1,000.
You know what? I go back to what I said last week.
Mm-hmm.
Heavenly had every right to call her out. I still think Heavenly was wrong, but Heavenly had every right to call her out because that was low down.
Yes. Low down. And Jackie said it wasn't the right timing, which we said too. Like, it may not have been the right timing, but it was the right stuff she said, and I wasn't mad at her. So, but yeah. So then they get to Dr. Jackie and her conversation with the vice president, and she said she was very excited to get the message out about the platform or whatever. And I don't know how they got about Dr. Heavenly trying Ozempic. I don't know. But in any case, I think I just started typing stuff. But she claimed she tried it and she stopped because
she found out that she would get the weight back.
Yeah, gain the weight back when she get off or whatever. And then they talked about, which is interesting, I think they were showing different clips. So I guess they were talking about women who you have to tell a married woman that they got an STD. And they claim it was a weekly conversation.
At least once a week.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I mean,
the follow-up question would have been, for me, if I were Andy, do these women stay with their husbands? That would have been informative.
Yeah. And I mean, I will say probably, let's say if it happens once a week, this is me again. I have no statistics, but it could be too that the woman cheated. So I would say maybe 15% of those times is the woman that probably cheated, but 5 is that man, that ninja.
But wait, what if both of them cheating and neither one of them telling each other, and they just keep passing it?
Keep passing it back and forth. Oh my God. Passing it back and forth. And I don't know if, like, with your question, like as a doctor, if they even go that far, like, now you gonna stay with them, girl? Like, I don't know if they even know, but I guess if they keep coming back for treatment, they stay. So this is the part that kind of made me mad. They discussed Dr. Heavenly's YouTube show, and I think we talked about this in the show where years ago, well, I think it was 2020, a clip came out of Dr. Jackie saying basically how Black women, in short, they are dramatic when they're in the, about their symptoms and stuff like that. And so that's the reason that they're not getting the treatment they need, because they're being dramatic. So we don't even know if they're crying wolf or what's going on.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Let's assume that this is true, because I don't know. I'm not in those rooms, right? Mm-hmm. So let's assume that this is true.
That Black women are dramatic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
is it because of all of these years? Because I remember being a little kid hearing my grandmother, my mom. I remember like just a whole bunch of women
Mhm.
saying very not the dramatic part, but saying how doctors don't listen to them.
Mhm.
I remember all of those conversations. And so this is a question to you because you
Yeah.
probably know a whole lot better than me.
Mhm.
Do you find that women feel that they have to be dramatic so that their doctors can hear them?
You know what? You bring up a good point. I think I briefly thought about that, like, because we're not heard, we have to make them know that, look, I'm actually really sick, so they can treat us normal, like, like normal patients. So
Mhm.
it's not that we're not feeling the pain, but we have to go over and above so you can notice that we're actually feeling the pain. So there could be some truth to that. But if I'm being dramatic, if I'm not being dramatic, treat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it doesn't seem like I'm a drug seeker or something like that, treat me if I'm dramatic or not, whatever. Don't feel like I'm crying wolf. Like, if it happens that I don't have what I thought I had, that's
Then
great.
okay.
Yeah, that's great. But what if I do? So
You got some money out of it. So what?
right, you got paid, didn't you? So um she gets emotional, and I didn't see a tear. I don't know if you saw a tear, but I didn't see a tear, but I saw a lot of I can't fake cry like that. But she gets
That
emotional and claims it was one of the hardest places she's ever been in medicine. And that Phaedra stood up for her online. She said that the lady supported her in ways that she can't explain, but she did not hear from Quad. And
But
um,
wait. I do
yes.
want to talk about this whole issue with
Oh
Quad.
yes.
I do.
Yeah.
This is what I believe because I felt the same way that you did. I felt that she was performing in that moment.
Hmm.
But I also believe that when it actually happened,
Hmm.
she was rocked to her core.
Well, for sure, because she was embarrassed because her words came out. What made me upset was she quickly pivoted to the lady supporting me and Quad didn't, and never once. And I mean, we still got two more episodes to go, but I think they done with this point. She never said, and
That was her
I'm so
pivot. That
yeah,
was her
but
pivot.
she never said I'm sorry, and I apologize because that wasn't my intention, and this is what I meant, and all this kind of stuff. Because if you remember, I don't know if you remember, but when it first came out, she basically stood 10 toes down, and then she came and gave another real apology later that was slightly more sincere. But the fact that she didn't apologize again, I don't think, and then just started blaming Quad. I feel like that was a pivot, and she still feel like the way she feel. But anyway, and so Quad said that she was going through her own thing as well, and she said that she did text over Christmas, and she um let me
So
think.
what I want
Oh,
to talk about was when I don't remember who got involved. Somebody said, "Well, why do you think that they were talking to Quad? Why do you think it's okay to be talking to somebody else about a situation dealing with Jackie?"
mm-hmm.
And like I've been in those situations where you know that your third friend is in a bad place and you're not like really cool with
Mm-hmm.
them in the moment. And
Yeah,
so friend two tells you, this might not be the right time. Now, what we didn't know at that particular point in time was that they were thinking that Quad had something to do with it.
yeah,
I can understand. I can see all of that. All of that makes sense to me. Why Quad wouldn't have reached out to her. I get
yeah.
that.
And it sounds like something Heavenly said made it seem like Heavenly called Quad to ask her
Right.
if
She
she had
did.
something to do with it. And she wanted to in turn like reach out to her and be like, she was like, no, not at the time or whatever. And I feel like even if Quad had reached out to her, she wasn't gonna accept her calls, her apologies, and nothing, because that's just who Jackie is. It's like, I don't know. I just don't like, to me, like, she came on the show like the earlier seasons. She was supposed to be peace and love, and she would have these lemon sips and all this kind of stuff to try to bring peace amongst the group when she's quietly under the surface messy herself and mean herself. So,
Are
um
you saying that because of what the what's her name? God dog it. I wish I knew all these names by heart, but she's no longer on the show. I've never seen her
Mariah?
on the show. Mariah, right?
What did
Because
Mariah
of what
say?
Mariah said, because Carlos King asked her. Um,
Oh,
he had
go ahead.
heard he had heard that what's her name, Jackie, that Jackie is the real villain of the show. And Mariah was like, first she was kind of caught off guard, and then she was just like, yes.
Well, okay, when I first noticed it, the first time I noticed it was, and I don't know if you watched the season with that lady Buffy.
Hmm.
Um, so Buffy
That was
had
when I
infertility.
first started watching, but I
Okay,
didn't watch a lot of episodes.
gotcha. So Buffy was having infertility issues, and Jackie was at an event with a lot of people, and she was saying something, like she was speaking, and she was like, and some women are infertile. Buffy, you know about that. And to me, that's very, especially if you can't have kids, for you to call, like if she didn't tell you to share that information, or even if people knew, not everybody knew, and you may not want everybody to know that. So she did that, which was, to me as a doctor, very, I don't know, I feel like it was insensitive. So not just that, but when she was asked to apologize, she stood 10 toes down and was like, what I need to apologize for? Aren't you in for, it was like very mean. So that's when I first started seeing the non-nice side of her. And I mean, that might have also been the season she was going through stuff with her husband. But I mean, the real you can come out in situations like that. But yeah, she definitely. And I'm just like, not them trying to make this about Quad when, oop, I think my computer about to die. But anyway, make this about Quad when she the one said the stuff. It literally came, nobody doctored it. It literally came out of her mouth. Sing a little song while I grab my charger.
But y'all, what about Apollo? Look, I can't wait till episode 2 when we see Apollo. Just just
You
just
think
as
I
walk.
think it'll come out on 3.
Just you think so?
But to me, because like we waiting for that.
Yeah. Oh, so they gonna wait until the end.
I
So
don't know, but
like,
it seems like something they're gonna do at the
make
end.
us watch every episode
Yeah.
so we can see Apollo.
Yep. That's what
Mhm,
I feel like.
mhm,
Something they would
mhm.
do. Um, but anyway, so they get on Quad now. They recap Quad. She says basically she's not perfect. And she has said some stuff to hurt the women. Um, and what I feel about all of the reality shows, nobody's innocent. Like everybody has said something crazy out the side of their mouth. And the fact that they're acting like, especially Toya, what Quad said was like over the top, or what she did was something that cannot be forgiven, is just beyond me. But in any case, so if you remember, Anila was the one that started the rumor about the cheating and stuff, and saying that she was cheating with somebody in the neighborhood. Um, but her, Toya and Anila are quote unquote tight now. Because remember, they were friends before, and then they, fell out on the show. Any case, um, Quad mentioned that, but she said she shouldn't have repeated it. Like she was wrong for repeating it, because she should not have done that, and she apologized. And she said it's the third time. She hopes that it doesn't fall on deaf ears. And I think Andy asked, like, what are they like misunderstanding? Like, what is it? And she said she feels like it just falls on deaf ears. Toya feels like her apology is convenient now, and how she acts, and she chose um to apologize to her at this time. Okay, this is what I can't stand about Toya, because I'm trying to remember if I've ever heard Toya apologize for all the stuff she's ever said about people, because it's almost like she gets so upset about what people say about her, and be like, girl, you, all the stuff you just said about people throughout these years and continue to say. Like, to me, is Toya and Simone are the ones that can, it's what we love about the show. But if the producers need somebody to turn it up, Toya, turn it up. Simone, turn it up. We need, it's a boring. Do something.
Simone will turn up.
You see, you ain't seen Simone yelling in these seasons, and she even on this episode when she
Yeah, I
started
saw it, but it was kind of misplaced. Like, why are you doing all that? It's nothing
very
in that sense.
misplaced, very misplaced. Um, it's almost like they, okay, I get it. That if it's a show where y'all supposed to be friends and all this kind of stuff, and we don't hear from you until we tape, it does sound a little, fishy and interesting. But if you know nobody like you, why are you gonna be fake and reach out to them outside? It's like I see both sides. And also, why are they it's like they go back and forth. So like they like people one year, not don't like people another year, whatever. But this year they like on Quad, and I think they have an issue that she's not married to Medicine. I think I don't know. I don't know. It has to be something.
Okay, so why did not giving it to Phaedra, or is it because Phaedra is the Great White Hope?
Maybe so, because it's I don't know. It was just so confusing to me. But let me see what else. Um,
Well, I have a question: is Mariah
yeah.
still married?
You know what? I think she is, but I don't know for sure, honestly, because I
Okay.
haven't been keeping up with her. But I feel like I saw them, like a clip of them. It was some event, and her husband were there. But
Okay. All right.
yeah, don't quote me on that. Um, let me see. Um, let me see what else. It was something. I don't know. I was just so mad when I was watching the show. I don't even know what I wrote down.
You know what
Oh,
you need to do?
made me mad about
You know what
something.
you do when you're writing or typing or whatever? I'm mad.
Mad. My mad part. Okay. So Simone, first of all, busted in because she was mad that this is back with the whole Heavenly calling, with her talking to Heavenly about Jackie. And she was like, basically, why would you be having a conversation with Heavenly about Jackie? And she said she called basically what we had said before, but when she found out that the girls may have thought that she did the video, she was like, wait a minute, is that what the girls are thinking? Do you think she had something to do with the video being released?
Quiet?
Uh-huh.
For some reason, I believe her. I believe she
Yeah,
didn't
I
have
don't, I
anything.
don't think so, because I feel like at the core, because to me, like, yeah, the girl's gonna be catty, they're gonna say stuff, they're gonna tweet stuff or whatever, because it also helps the show, keep the show, the ratings up. But I don't think she's gonna try to ruin somebody's life, because
You know
that.
what I'm wondering is like, why would you? Okay, so this is this is something that goes out to the entire world. The entire world sees this, right?
Yeah,
It's easy for anybody to go on anybody's YouTube channel, go back, find it, and
post
download it.
it.
It's called YouTube Premium. You can
It's
download
called
it.
searching. It's called everything, because when you think about it, when you think about it, somebody actually said that it's still on Heavenly's page. Like that clip is still on Heavenly's Twitter page. It's not like she deleted it off of her page. And people find everything, just like that clip that I told you about Toya, saying that her and Toya would never Simone saying her and Toya would never be friends. People find that when it's stuff about anybody, they find the clip that contradicts what they said. So I don't know why she thinks somebody. It could have been a producer. It could have been
Probably
anybody.
was a producer. Probably
Yeah,
was.
like not you coming acting like you're just so high and mighty with the
Messy ass,
president.
little messy ass producer.
They
I
are
love you
messy.
though. Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. So, and then I also they were talking about like Quad not reaching out, and the course of question that was asked was like basically the phone goes both ways. And did you say that too? I can't remember. And so Simone mentions, and I don't know if you could tell, but it seems like Quad did not want either to talk about this or to bring it up. But apparently, I guess her niece drowned in her pool or something. And Simone made it a point to bring it. To me, she could have just said, like, you had something tragic happen and I reached out to you. But for her to, like, after you hear her saying, Simone, like, don't do this. And Simone that's what made me mad too. Cause I'm just like, why would you be so insensitive? Because if something happened like that at your house or with your child or with anything, and somebody, you could tell they don't want you to mention, but you mention it anyway. To me, that was just like, I don't know, above and beyond disrespectful. It kind of canceled out you reaching out to her anyway, because if you're gonna bring it up like this when she don't want you to, but Quad thanked her. She said it was like one of the worst things ever happened to her, because I know her brother passed, because her brother was on the show and he passed. I don't know if the niece was ever on the show, but apparently she passed. And then I guess her aunt passed too. I don't know if it was the aunt that was on the show telling people off a season or two ago. But yeah, so she's had some tragedies in her family the last couple of years. So it could have been also she was going through stuff too. Because sometimes when people go through stuff, they retreat.
Withdraw. Yeah.
Yeah, withdraw. Yeah. So any case, but she said she thanked you for reaching out. It was terrible. And basically she could see the friend in her when she reached out or whatever. So they kind of like break for this section, and Jackie and Quad kind of talk off to the side, and she was like, Jackie, did you really think I would do something like that? She was like, I don't know.
Jackie believes it. Jackie believes it.
Okay, she just like she told Sweet Tea, I release you. She didn't say I forgive you. I release you. I'm just like, oh my God.
Like, girl, go off.
Right. She know the shady things to say. Like, I don't know. But did you say it though, Dr. Jackie? That's the point. Did you say it though? Oh my gosh. But anyway. So, but yeah, that was the end of the episode. We got 2 more shows. The husbands are coming out. We may get a viewing of Eugene's P or D. What do we call it?
Whatever. Maybe Andy will see it.
Right.
Maybe Andy will report back.
Andy be like, I saw it. Oh my God. But yeah, Toya was wrong for bringing it up because it's going to continue to come up until like he proves us wrong. So. Yeah, so that was the end of this episode. So yes, like and comment, subscribe. Let us know what y'all thought about this episode. Y'all team Quad, what y'all think? Was Simone doing the most? What about Dr. Jackie? Anyway, but we'll be back in a few minutes. We're gonna review Real Housewives of Potomac as well. Another mess. All right, y'all.
See y'all.